Check. Check one, check. Check one. Check. Check one. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat because the event is about to start. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this event. My name is Dian Anggriani and I'm your anchor for today. The Honorable Governor or Representative of Governor, Head of Education and Art North Kalimantan Province, Mr. Dr. Andes Teguh Hendri Sutanto, MPD. The Honorable, the Mayor of Tarakan City, North Kalimantan, Dr. Khairul Mkes. The Excellencies, Director or Representative, Indonesian Society of Applied Science. The Excellencies, Director of Politeknik Nunukan, Mr. Arkas D. PhD. The Excellencies, Mr. Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, PhD. Welcome to Indonesia, Mr. The Excellencies, Head of Center for Research and Community Service, Politeknik Negeri se-Indonesia. The Excellencies, all of the local head government, Tarakan City. And the Excellencies, Professor, Researcher, Presenter, and all of participants. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed research and fellow enthusiasts in the world of applied science and technology. A warm welcome in the 6th International Conference on Applied Science and Technology, ICAST 2023. Give applause. We are delighted to see so many brilliant minds gathered here today to explore and celebrate the theme of strengthening partnership through multidisciplinary research, dissemination of best practice in the disruption era. This conference is not just a gathering, it's a convergence of talent knowledge, and aspiration from around the globe. We recognize the immense importance of applied science and technology in today's rapidly evolving world. In this disruption era, our pursuit of excellence and the dissemination of best practice is more crucial than ever. Through collaboration and interdisciplinary research, we aim to forge new paths toward progress and innovation. As we embark on this intellectual journey, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible diversity in this room. We represent numerous countries, cultures, and backgrounds, and it's this diversity that makes our collective effort so powerful. The exchange of ideas from all corners of the world is at the heart of what we do. Before we proceed, let's extend our heartfelt gratitude to the dedicated team that has worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Our organizers have put in countless hours of hard work, and their commitment to the success of ICAST 2023 is truly commendable. Let's give them a round of big applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome creative dance performance by students of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan. Ladies and gentlemen, the 6th International Conference on Applied Science and Technology, ICAS 2023, organized by the Indonesia Politeknik Consortium, will be held in Tarakan, North Kalimantan, Indonesia, and Politeknik Negeri Nunukan as a host. This event, ICAS 2023, will be held in Tarakan, North Kalimantan, Indonesia from 20 until 22 October 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the video. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we pay our respect to the nation with the singing of the Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you stand up on your position. State Politeknik of Nunukan Anthem by Mr. Arkas Vidi, PhD.
Baktikan jiwa raga
Ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat on your position. Next, we will have a moment of prayer, signifying our unity and collective aspiration for the success of ICAS 2023. With pleasure, Mr. Zainal Abidin Muja LC, Master of Islamic Rifle of Knowledge and Heritage, to the stand floor.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Before we start this conference, let's take a moment to recite a prayer and seek blessing from God. I would like to lead a prayer for all Muslim brothers and sisters. If you follow a different faith, please feel free to adjust the prayer to suit your beliefs. Let's begin by reciting Surat Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha. Surat Al-Ladhin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Hamdan syakirin hamdan yuafi na'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك ولعظيم سلطانك. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية والمعافاة الدائمة في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشى ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوة لا يستجاب لها. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, tiada kata dan rasa yang pantas kami haturkan kepadamu hari ini selain syukur kami padamu atas segala nikmat dan hidayah yang telah Engkau anugerahkan kepada kami, sehingga kami bisa berkumpul di tempat ini dalam rangka International Conference on Applied Science and Technology. Ya Allah, dengan rahmat-Mu kami bersyukur, dalam lindungan-Mu kami berhimpun, dan atas ridha-Mu kegiatan ini dapat terlaksana dengan baik. Jadikan kegiatan ini sebagai pertemuan ilmu pengetahuan yang bermanfaat, sebagai media untuk berbagi ide, pengetahuan dan pengalaman yang bermanfaat. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas samiul alim wa tub alaina innaka antat tawwabur rahim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin nabiyil ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Now we will hear the welcoming address by the General Chairman of ICAS 2023, Dr. Andi Asrifan, SPD, MPD. With pleasure, Mr. Dr. Andi Asrifan, SPD, MPD, to stand floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. The Honorable, the Governor of North Kalimantan, Mr. Dr. Andes Haji Zainal Paliwan SH MHum, the Honorable, the Director General of Vocational Education, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, the Honorable, the Mayor of Tarakan City, North Kalimantan, the Excellencies, the Head of Indonesian State Politeknik Director Forum, the Excellency, the Director of Indonesian Society of Applied Science, or ISAS, the Excellency, the Director of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, the Excellencies, our keynote speaker who come and join us face to face today. That's our honor to have you, our dear Professor Luis Barros Cardoso. I'm really sorry to pronounce your name. That's very difficult tongue as an Indonesian has professor. In online, we have some colleagues from various countries like Dr. Neraya Radwan, Dr. Ahmad Alinjar, Dr. Ahmad J. Obaid, and unfortunately, actually, he planned to join us face to face with us, but unfortunately he couldn't come today to join us because some authorities from his university. And Dr. Polkowski from Poland, and Dr. Sofik Goli from India, and the last Dr. Elkol Bayram from University of Sinop, Turkey. In starting my welcome speech, I want to report as General Chairman of this ICAS, the 6th ICAS 2023, that the total of presenters that we have today that consists of 2-part online and face-to-face mode, 188 presenter were divided into two. The 165 for online presenter, and then 23 offline presenter. And our health field, thanks to, on behalf of entire organizing gathering in such intellectual significance, we were able to create an environmental where cutting-edge research, multidisciplinary collaboration, and the dissemination of the best practice could flourish. And you support not only aided in the logistic and infrastructure, but more significantly, it bring a value of our pursuit. And then it demonstrated your commitment to advance of applied science and technology and your dedication to fostering meaningful partnership. Let me explain why we choose this theme, the strengthening partnership through multidisciplinary research, dissemination of best practice in this topic area. This is based on the suggestion from our honor, the Director of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, that he divided into 3 parts here. The first one is the powerful of partnership, and the second is the multidisciplinary research, and the third is dissemination of the best practice. So in the powerful of partnership, so partnership stand as the bedrock weapon which we shall build the edifice of the progress. It is an acknowledgement that collaboration is the crucible in which innovation is pouched. In the realm of applied science and technology, the most profound advancements are realized when we harmonize our individual expertise, forging the collective strength that is far greater than the sum of our individual contribution. And the second part is multidisciplinary research. Our world is circumscribed by the boundary of one kind of discipline, and it is intersection of diverse perspective and tapestry of innovative idea, and confluence of rich expertise. Complex
challenges are most effectively met when we approach them through the prism of multidisciplinary research. ICAS 2023 serves as the venerate stage where luminaries from diverse fields united, sharing their wisdom and bringing the gap between the various realms of the knowledge. And the last keyword here that our director suggests is dissemination of best practice. So in the age of disruption, the currency of knowledge is most highly valued. The dissemination of best practice is conduit through which the torch of wisdom is passed. It is our solemn duty to share our achievement, to draw lessons from the collective experiences, and to elevate the standard of applied science and technology. This conference stands as the sanctified forum from the exchange of this invaluable erudition. Thank you so much for you coming here today, and I extend my deepest gratitude in the name of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan and then the organizing committee to each and every one of you for gracing ICAS 2023 with our presence. The path that stretches before us in replace our opportunities for learning, collaboration, and the generous innovation. Let us march forward with the purpose together. Nasrul minallah wa fathul qarib wa basyir mu'minin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Next, we have Mr. Arkas Vidi, PhD, Director of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, and as a host ICAS 2023, we will provide his insight. With pleasure, Mr. Arkas Vidi, PhD, to stand floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, Rahayu. The Honorable Governor of North Kalimantan, it's represented by Pak Teguh, and the Honorable Mr. Major of Kota Tarakan. We proud to introduce to all of the researcher. This is Mr. Hairul, our best Wali Kota Major. The Honorable Ops Director General of Vocational Education, Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Ibu Kiki. He cannot attend today because of a specific barrier. The Honorable the head of Indonesian State Polytechnic Director, Pak Ahmad Taqwa, it will be represented by Ibu Mika. And then the Excellencies Director of Indonesian Society of Science, ISAS. And then welcoming the Excellencies and Honorable Mr. Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoza, PhD. Welcome to Kota Tarakan, Pak Professor Luis. It's nice to see you in here, and then we can be patient to wait your presentation, your research. And Mr. Nevara, Dr. Ahmed Erga, and Mr. Ahmed J. Obaid, PhD, Dr. Ings Dislap Pokalski, and Associate Professor Dr. Eko Bayrams. The Excellency of the heads, the research and community services of FP3M in India, who can almost of them are already coming here. Thank you very much for coming and supporting this kind of programs. The Excellencies, all of the local head government Tarakan, kepala-kepala OPD ada datang hadir di sini. Thank you very much for coming to support our program here. And then the excellencies, all of the professors, researcher and presenter and participants. Yeah. A very good morning to all of you. It is a distinct honor and privilege for me to stand before you today as the director of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan. No much or not many people know about Politeknik Nunukan, but I want to introduce to you all now Politeknik Negeri Nunukan. Your gracious host for the 6th International Conference on Applied Science and Technology, or we call ICAS 2023. This morning, I'm filled with immense pride and excitement as I extend a warm and hearty welcome to all our of best practices. This year, we have assembled in Kota Tarakan. Give applause to Kota Tarakan. Okay. Under the theme, strengthening partnership through multidisciplinary research, dissemination of best practices in disruptive era. In our present age, we find ourselves in a period of unprecedented change and disruptive scientific and technological advancement, global challenge, and societal transformation have collectively redefined the societal transformation have collectively. Very counter of our words, it is again dynamic backdrop that the imperative for collaboration, multidisciplinary research, and the dissemination of best practices becomes more critical than ever. As the host institution, Politeknik Negeri Nunukan is steadfast in the commitment to promoting the excellence in research, fostering innovation, and nurturing collaborative relationship. We firmly believe that by bringing together brilliant minds from diverse backgrounds, we cannot only adapt to the challenge posed by the disruptive era, but also thrive within it. Over the course of the next few days, you will have the privilege of engaging with leading experts, exploring cutting-edge research, and participating the thought-provoking discussion. I strongly encourage, not discourage, each and every one of you to actively engage, share your insight, and contribute to the collective pool of knowledge that will undoubtedly shape the future of applied science and technology. Let me introduce you to about Nunukan, especially about the government policy to adopt or to counter the impact of COVID-19 and pandemic era. In connection with the finding of my own research about Nunukan policy, especially government policy in facing the COVID-19 in disruptive era, I would like to share a glimpse of a study that dives into the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on micro, small, and medium enterprise in Nunukan Regency. The study also assesses its effects on the gross domestic product of the region. The result of our analysis reveal that effective local government policies have been successfully implemented to support micro, small, and medium enterprises in Nunukan Regency. These policies have significantly contributed to mitigating the negative effect of the pandemic on the local economy. Remarkably, despite the unpredictable challenge faced by micro, small, medium enterprises during the pandemic, there was no significant difference in the GDP before and after the COVID-19 era, indicating the strength that and resilience of the local economy. Nonetheless, our research also identified several challenges and opportunities that demand our research and finding and attention. Case area include limited access to technology, the development of human resources, the continuity of empowerment programs, and the need for product diversification and innovation from the local government policy. By addressing this challenge and capitalizing on the opportunities at hand, micro, small, and medium enterprises can play a pivotal role in the economic recovery post-pandemic. Collaboration is the linchpin that binds stakeholders together in this endeavor. Government bodies, the private sector, financial institutions, and micro, small, medium enterprises must work in tandem to design and implement sustainable empowerment programs. Diversification of funding sources, along with regular monitoring and evaluation of micro, small, medium enterprises empowerment programs, are also crucial for their effectiveness and the positive impact they can bring. In this moment, before I conclude, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to the dedicated organizing committee, our generous sponsor like PDAM, Bumida, BSI, and some else, and all us, those who have worked tirelessly to make ICAS 2023 a reality. Your unwavering commitment to advancing the frontiers of the science and technology is the driving force behind the success of this conference. In conclusion, I am confident that ICAS 2023 will serve as a catalyst for forging partnership, promoting multidisciplinary research, and disseminating best practices that will empower us to thrive in this disruptive era. Together, we have the power to create a more sustainable, innovative, and resilient future for generations to come. Thank you for joining us in Kota Tarakan, Kalimantan Utara on this exciting intellectual journey, and I wish you all a productive and enriching conference. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The chair or representative, Indonesian Society of Applied Science, will now share his thought on the significance of this event. With pleasure, please Dr. Mika Yuliana, STMT, to stand floor.
The Honorable Directorate General of Vocational Education, Dr. Insinyur Kiki Yuliati, the Honorable Governor of North Kalimantan, Dr. Andes Haji Zainal Arifin Paliwang, the Honorable Director of Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, Arkas Vidi PhD, the Honorable General Chairman ICAS 2020, Dr. Andi Asrifan, the Honorable Mayor of Tarakan, Dr. Hairul Mkes, the Honorable the Chair of the State Polytechnic Director Forum of Indonesia, FDPNI, Dr. Ing Ahmad Takwa, the Honorable Chair of ISAS, Indonesian Society of Applied Science, Professor Dr. Adrianus Amheka, and the Honorable keynote speaker for this conference, Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, PhD, Dr. Sofik Kanguli, Dr. Ahmed A. Elngar, Dr. Eng Zislau Polkowski, it's difficult to say, Neyara Ratwan, PhD, Ahmed J. Obaid, PhD, and also Associate Professor Dr. Gul Erkol Bayram, and also to the Honorable Directors of Politeknik across Indonesia, FDPNI, and also the Chairman of Research and Community Engagement for the entire Indonesia, P3M, to the Honorable Dr. Udin Harun El Rashid as the Chairman of the ISAS Conference Coordinating Committee, to the Honorable all ISAS Committee, and also the Honorable all of ICAS 2020 Committee, and also all of the Politeknik Negeri Nunukan team. Ladies and gentlemen, all participants, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. I'm honored to stand before you today as we open the 6th International Conference on Applied Science and Technology on behalf of Professor Dr. Adrianus Amheka as Chair of ISAS and also Dr. Ing Ahmad Taqwa as Chair of FDPNI. I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. ISAS is an association that serves as a platform for all vocational enthusiasts who are constantly challenged to advance applied science and technology. ISAS aims to play a role in generating innovation and fostering the creativity of vocational enthusiasts in Indonesia. ISAS is also will provide various information related to research and community engagement, collaborative research opportunities, national and international scientific meetings, national and international periodic journal, collaboration opportunities with industries, and other information that can motivate and support the development of applied science in Indonesia. With a spirit of togetherness and by inviting all vocational practitioners, ISAS has established annual routine activities, including the International ICAS Conference. So this conference is not just an event, but a convergence of minds, ideas, and aspiration. It's a platform where knowledge is shared, connection are forget, and innovation takes root. We have gathered here today with a common purpose to discuss, to learn, and to grow. The ICAS is not only a testament to our team's dedication and hard work, but also a reflection of incredible diversity and expertise within this room. Our speakers, panelists, and attendees come from various backgrounds, industries, and corners of the world. Together, we create a dynamic, intellectual environment that promises to be both enlightening and inspiring. Throughout the next 2 days, we will explore a range of topics and issues that are at the forefront of our field. We will engage in thought-provoking discussion, sharing innovative solutions, and foster connection that will lead to the next breakthrough in ICAS 2023. Our goal is not only to gain knowledge, but also to develop a collective vision for the future. As we embark on this journey of learning and collaboration, I encourage you to be active participant. Engage with your fellow attendees, ask questions, share your insight, and challenge the status quo. It's within this spirit exchange of ideas that we find the spark of progress and innovation. I also want to take a moment to express our gratitude to our sponsor, partner, and volunteers who have made this conference possible. Your support has been invaluable in making this event a reality. In conclusion, I hope that the International Conference on Applied Science and Technology is an opportunity for all of us to expand our horizon, create lasting connection, and return to our respective field with renewed enthusiasm and fresh perspective. Once again, welcome to the International Conference on Applied Science and Technology. Let's embark on this exciting journey of exploration, discovery, and enlightenment together. Thank you for being a part of this remarkable event. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
We are hired to have with us today Head of Education and Arts, North Kalimantan Province, as representative Governor North Kalimantan. With pleasure, Dr. Andes Teguh Henry Sutanto, MPD, to stand floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam sehat, salam tangguh, salam kaltara di hati. Sebelum saya membacakan sambutan Gubernur Kalimantan Utara, kami menyampaikan permohonan maaf dari Bapak Gubernur. Salam hormat, tidak bisa hadir di tengah-tengah kita karena ada kesibukan yang tidak bisa ditinggalkan. Beliau mewakilkan saya untuk membacakan sambutan pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Utara. Izinkan saya membacakan sambutan Gubernur Provinsi Kalimantan Utara. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Yang saya hormati Wali Kota Tarakan, Bapak Dr. Hairul Mkes. Yang saya hormati Direktur Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, sekaligus sebagai host ICAS 2023, Bapak Dr. Arkaswidi, MM PhD. Yang saya hormati General Chairman Dr. Andi Asfrian, SPD MPD. Yang saya hormati General Chairman Indonesian Association of Applied Science, Profesor Dr. Andrianus Ameka ST MEJ. Yang saya hormati Ketua Forum Direksi Politeknik Negeri Indonesia, Dr. Eng Ahmad Takwa MT. Yang saya hormati Direktorat Jenderal Pendidikan Vokasi, Dr. Insinyur Kiki Yuliawati MSc atau yang mewakili. Yang saya hormati para narasumber, dosen Institut Politeknik Portalegre, Portugal, Luis Miguel de Barros Cardoso PhD. Yang saya hormati dosen jurusan Teknik Listrik dan Instrumentasi Institut Teknik dan Teknologi Tapar, Punjab, India, Dr. Syafiq Sanguli. Yang saya hormati Asisten Profesor Sekolah Tinggi Teknologi Informasi Komputer Amerika University in Emirates, Fakultas Komputer dan Kecerdasan Buatan Emirates, Universitas Bani Sueb, Kota Bani Sueb, Mesir, Dr. Ahmed El Anggar. Yang saya hormati dosen Universitas dan Universitas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Polandia, Dr. Eng Swasko Polaskowski. Yang saya hormati Profesor Asosiasi dan Petugas Jaminan Mutu untuk PhD Program Fakultas Ekonomi dan Administrasi Universitas King Abdul Aziz Jeddah, Profesor Asosiasi Jurusan Mekanik Fakultas Teknik Universitas West Channel Mesir, Nira Redwan PhD. Yang saya hormati dosen jurusan Ilmu Komputer, Fakultas Ilmu Komputer dan Matematika, Universitas Kufa, Irak, Ahmed Bait PhD. Dan yang saya hormati, saya banggakan seluruh peserta International Conference on Applied Science and Technology ke-6 tahun 2023 yang berbahagia. Pertama-tama, marilah kita panjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Tuhan Yang Maha Esa, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Tuhan yang Maha Kuasa, yang telah melimpahkan rahmat dan hidayahnya kepada kita sehingga kita dapat mengikuti International Conference Applied Technology and Science yang ke-6 tahun 2023 yang dilaksanakan oleh Politeknik Negeri Nunukan bekerja sama dengan berbagai perguruan tinggi yang ada di luar negeri. Atas nama pribadi dan pemerintah Provinsi Kalimantan Utara, saya mengapresiasi dan mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Politeknik Negeri Nunukan yang telah menyelenggarakan kegiatan ini dan turut memperkenalkan Provinsi Kalimantan Utara di dunia akademik internasional. Semoga dengan kegiatan ini dapat bermanfaat dan mampu menambah wawasan kita dalam dunia akademik internasional, khususnya di bidang teknologi dan sains. Saya juga menyambut baik terlaksana konferensi sains dan teknologi terapan yang pada tahun ini mengangkat tema Strengthening a Partnership through Multidisciplinary Research Dissemination of the Best Practice in Industry Era. Tema ini tentu sangat cocok dengan perkembangan dunia dewasa ini. Yang saya hormati Bapak Ibu hadirin sekalian yang berbahagia, tentunya yang sangat berkarakter teknologi penuh dengan tantangan global dan transformasi masyarakat. Saya percaya melalui kolaborasi dan penelitian multidisiplin seperti melalui pelaksanaan konferensi ini sebagai sebuah platform global untuk pertukaran pengetahuan, budaya kemitraan dengan keunggulan dalam bidang ilmu pengetahuan dan teknologi terapan. Kita dapat secara bersama-sama mengatasi tantangan yang kompleks dan interkoneksi saat ini. Lebih daripada itu, kolaborasi dan sinergi yang kuat antara pemerintah dan dunia pendidikan seperti saat ini, saya percaya pembangunan sumber daya manusia yang sehat, cerdas, kreatif, inovatif, berakhlak mulia, produktif dan berdaya saing dapat terwujud di Provinsi Kalimantan Utara yang berubah, maju dan sejahtera. Hadirin yang berbahagia, saya ucapkan selamat dan terima kasih yang telah hadir di acara ini kepada para dosen, tamu dari berbagai negara. Dengan hadirnya para pakar dari berbagai universitas negara sahabat ini, kita tentu akan dapat bersama-sama berbagi ide dan informasi terkait perkembangan dunia pengetahuan dan teknologi internasional. Kita ketahui bersama, konferensi ini diadakan dengan tujuan untuk membawa para ilmuwan, peneliti, praktisi, dan akademisi dari berbagai bidang ilmu, terapan, dan teknologi untuk berbagi pengetahuan. Hasil penelitian dan temuan terbaru ini membantu dalam pertukaran gagasan dan memajukan pengetahuan dalam disiplin ilmu tertentu. Selaku pimpinan kepala daerah, saya berharap konferensi ini dapat menciptakan kesempatan bagi para peserta untuk berinteraksi, berkolaborasi, dan membangun jaringan dengan rekan-rekan sejawat dari berbagai institut dan latar belakang. Semoga pelaksanaan konferensi ini dapat juga memberikan kesempatan untuk mendiskusikan tantangan yang dihadapi dalam ilmu pengetahuan terapan dan teknologi, serta mencari solusi bersama melalui pertukaran pemikiran dan pengalaman. Apalagi penyelenggaraan ICAS tahun 2023 ini juga mempromosikan berbagai inovasi dan teknologi terapan tertentu, serta memberikan wadah untuk berpresentasikan penelitian terbaru dan temuan dalam berbagai bidang seperti ilmu pengetahuan, teknologi, rekayasa, dan lain-lainnya. Mari kita manfaatkan dengan sebaik-baiknya kesempatan yang sangat berbahagia ini. Akhirnya, saya berharap kegiatan ini terus diselenggarakan secara berkala, sehingga dapat meningkatkan kualitas sumber daya manusia di Provinsi Kalimantan Utara, agar dapat bersaing di dunia internasional. Konferensi ini juga diharapkan dapat meningkatkan perkembangan dan menjaga kejaringan internasional bagi Kalimantan Utara. Tentunya dengan adanya konferensi ini akan meningkatkan konferensionalisme dengan memperluas wawasan, pengetahuan, dan koneksi dalam lingkungan akademis maupun industri guna terwujudnya Kalimantan Utara yang berubah, maju, dan sejahtera. Demikian hal yang dapat kami sampaikan, kurang lebihnya kami mohon maaf. Saya akhiri, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam, Om Santi Santi Om, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam tangguh, salam sehat, salam kaltara di hati. Gubernur Kalimantan Utara tertanda Dr. Andes Haji Zainal Paliwang SH.M.Hum. Demikian sambutan yang kami bacakan. Berkenan kami akan menyampaikan beberapa hal terkait pendidikan vokasi di Kalimantan Utara, bahwa di kawasan Tanah Kuning, Kabupaten Bulungan telah hadir industri kawasan hijau internasional. Tentunya ini akan menyerap ribuan tenaga kerja. Tentunya akan kita siapkan tenaga-tenaga anak-anak Kalimantan Utara dalam menyongsong era industri di Tanah Kuning untuk beroperasional. Nanti akan ditampilkan secara khusus Bapak Direktur Politeknik Negeri Nunukan tentang progres dan perkembangan pembangunan kawasan industri hijau yang mana sudah dilonceng oleh Pak Presiden 2 kali. Mudah-mudahan nanti bisa membawa inspirasi bagaimana meningkatkan kompetensi sumber daya manusia Kalimantan Utara untuk menyongsong kehadiran kawasan industri hijau di Kabupaten Bulungan. Demikian sedikit tambahan dari kami, kurang lebih kami mohon maaf. Saya akhiri, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kalau boleh satu pantun Pak. Memancing ikan di atas perahu, haus dahaga minum es kelapa muda dicampur madu. Pendidikan semakin bermutu, Kaltara akan menjadi maju.
It's now my honor to introduce the Mayor of Tarakan City. With pleasure, we will officially welcome us and share his opening remarks on this grand occasion. With pleasure, Dr. Khairul Mkas to stand floor.
Ini sakit kepala aku dari tadi. Nggak ada yang aku paham. Satu aja Bapak yang saya paham tadi ini. Ini enggak ada translate-nya. Jadi ini bahasa apa? Bahasa Inggris atau bahasa Bugis ya. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Salam Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. My honor, Governor of North Kalimantan, represented by Head of Education Office from North Kalimantan Province, Director General of Vocational Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Ibu Dr. Insinyur Kiki Yuliati MSc, Chairman of Indonesian Politeknik Association, Dr. Ing Ahmad Taqwa MT, Chairman of Indonesian Society of Applied Science, ISES, Profesor Dr. Adrianus Amheka STMMeng, represented by Ibu siapa tadi? Ibu Mika, Ibu Mika, represented by Ibu Mika. My the best friend, Director of Nunukan Politeknik, Arkas Vidi PhD, is graduated from Australia. And Excellencies, Professor Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardova PhD from Politeknik Institute of Porto Alegre, Portugal. Welcome to Tarakan And I hope you happy and enjoy hospitality in the city. Thank you. And all participants who I am proud of, as well as ladies and gentlemen, a warm greeting to all of you. We should give thanks for the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because by His grace we can attend the international seminar today. As the mayor of Tarakan, it is both an honor and a pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you and the 6th International Conference on Applied Sciences and Technology, ICASS 2023. We are gathered here today in the vibrant city of Tarakan, located in the province of North Kalimantan, as we come together to celebrate this significant event hosted by Politeknik Negeri Nunukan. Tarakan City has an area of more or less 657.33 square kilometers, consisting of a land area of 250.80 square kilometers and an ocean area of 406.53 square kilometers. Based on data from the Central Bureau of Statistics, the population of Tarakan City in 2022 almost 300,000 population, with a population density of 992.36 people per square kilometers. The area of Tarakan is compared with North Kalimantan area only 0.4%. Only 0.4%, but 40% population North Kalimantan live in Tarakan. Ya, Bapak Ibu, karena kulihat bingung-bingung, saya juga bingung bacanya nih. Tarakan itu Ibu yang dari luar Kalimantan Utara, ya. Tarakan itu hanya luasnya itu hanya 0,4%. Sebenarnya 0,3 persisnya 0,33% dari luas wilayah Kalimantan Utara secara keseluruhan, ya. Tetapi penduduknya Kalimantan Utara itu yang tinggal di Tarakan itu kira-kira 40%-nya. Bapak bisa bayangkan itu. Jadi luas wilayahnya hanya 0,4% dari luas wilayah Kalimantan Utara keseluruhan, tetapi yang tinggal di sini 40%-nya itu tinggalnya di Tarakan, ya. Maka beliau tadi bilang, oh senang dia lihat kota ini bagus, katanya mendarat itu dia lihat hijau-hijau di samping kiri kanan, ya. Karena memang tidak ada kotanya selain Tarakan, yang lain itu hutan, ya. Dia belum dibawa lagi ke Kayan Mentarang, nanti bawa Pak Kayan Mentarang, Pak. I'm explain in Indonesian because not English little, huh? Little to me dia bilang. Sedikit saya, celery no up. ICASS has emerged as a global platform of great importance, fostering knowledge exchange, innovation and collaboration in the field of applied science and technology. This year's conference theme, strengthening partnership through multidisciplinary research, dissemination of best practices in disruptive era, couldn't be more relevant in the context of the challenges and opportunities we face in today's world. We find ourselves in an era characterized by an unprecedented change and disruption, where technological advancements, global challenges, and societal transformations are reshaping our lives. In such a dynamic landscape, the importance of collaboration, multidisciplinary research, and the sharing best practices cannot be overstated. And the sharing of best practices cannot be overstated. As the host city, Tarakan is committed to being a part of the advancement of research, innovation, and collaboration that drives progress in applied science and technology. We believe that by bringing together the brightest minds from diverse backgrounds, we can not only address the challenges of this disruptive era, but also seize the opportunities it presents. Over the coming days, you will have the privilege of engaging with leading experts, exploring cutting-edge research, and participating in enlightening discussions. I encourage each and every one of you to actively participate, share your insights, and contribute to the collective full of knowledge that will shape the future of applied science and technology. Today, I would like to present to you the development program of Tarakan in the title Tarakan Macro Indicators as the development progress measurement in disruptive era. This focuses on the progress of development in Tarakan and the use of macro indicators to measure this progress. Tarakan has a vision to become a developed and prosperous smart city. To achieve this vision, several missions have been identified, including enhancing human resources, improving government administration, developing public infrastructure, boosting the regional economy, utilizing natural resources effectively, and promoting moral development. To measure the progress of development, various macro indicators have been utilized, such as the Human Development Index, or HDI, poverty rate, unemployment rate, economic growth rate, and inflation rate. These indicators provide insights into the well-being of the population, socio-economic conditions, and economic stability in Tarakan. Comparing the performance of Tarakan district with the provincial and central governments, it's evident that Tarakan has made significant progress in most areas, outperforming the provincial and central governments in terms of HDI, poverty rate, economic growth rate, and inflation rate. However, the unemployment rate in Tarakan district remains a challenge that needs to be addressed. The progress made in Tarakan can be attributed to the implementation of 16 flagship programs. These programs have played a crucial role in improving various sectors, such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic growth. They have been instrumental in driving development and improving the well-being of the community in Tarakan. Tarakan has shown positive development outcomes, as indicated by the macro indicators. The slides emphasize the importance of these indicators in measuring progress and highlights the effectiveness of targeted initiatives in driving development. However, efforts should continue to address challenges, particularly in reducing the unemployment rate and to sustain the implementation of flagship programs for further development in Tarakan. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the dedicated organizing committee, our generous sponsors, and all those who have worked tirelessly to make ICAS 2023 a reality. Your unwavering commitment to the advancement of science and technology is the driving force behind the success of this conference. I am confident that ICASS 2023 will serve as a catalyst for forging partnerships, promoting multidisciplinary research, and disseminating best practices that will empower us to thrive in this disruptive era. Together, we have the power to create a more sustainable, innovative, and resilient future for generations to come. Thank you for joining us in Tarakan, North Kalimantan, on this exciting intellectual journey, and I wish you all productive and enlightening conference. Thank you and welcome to Tarakan. Ya. Bukan seminar sembarang seminar, karena banyak hadir para pakar. Teknologi dan inovasi tingkatkan dengan benar, agar hidup semakin bersinar. Ya. Ikan sepat, ikan gabus, bisa pinjam 100. Ikan kakap, ikan mujair, banyak cakap, ndak cair-cair. Ayu ting ting naik gerobak, yang penting kompak. Ayu ting ting beranak satu, yang penting bersatu. Itu tadi sudah. Ayu ting ting naik gerobak, yang penting kompak. I saw a big eagle. Ini bahasa Inggris pantun. I saw a big eagle, so I took a picture. Research is a struggle to achieve the future. Yeah. Paham dia, kalau itu yang tadi enggak paham. Nah, terima kasih Bapak Ibu yang saya hormati. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Salam sejahtera buat kita semua. Salam Om Santi, Santi Om, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good morning. Pak panggil, ya. Please come.
Yes, we will invite you, Mr. Arkaswidi and Mr. Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardozo, Mrs. Dr. Mik as a representative of ISIS, to opening remarks on this grand occasion. And I will lead you by 3, 2.
How many times?
Oh yes.
How many times?
1, 2, 3.
5 times.
Okay.
On behalf of God, I am open this conference officially.
Give applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Nunukan, Mr. Arkaswidi, PhD, to stand for, and Representative Director Politeknik Negeri Indramayu, Mr. Nur Rahmat, SKM, MH. Representative Director Politeknik Negeri Sambas, Mr. Pande Putu Agus Santoso. Representative Director Politeknik Negeri Ketapang, Mr. Muhammad Anhar ST.MT. Representative Director Politeknik Negeri Bengkalis, Mr. Zulkarnain ST.MT. and Representative Director Politeknik Business North Kalimantan, Dr. Ana Sri Eka Ningsi SESTH MH. And we have a memorandum of understanding with the Polytechnic Institute of Portugal. With pleasure, Mr. Luis Miguel Oliveira de Barros Cardoso, PhD. Mr. and Mrs., please forward to near table in front of you.
Jadi kami informasikan untuk University of Kufa Irak, nanti tadi ada penyampaian, nanti kami email karena saat ini masih jam 5 subuh di sana, jam 4 subuh. Jadi mohon maaf karena apa ya, sebenarnya biasanya habis duhur tapi karena waktu pembukaan jadi tadi ada konfirmasi masih jam 4 subuh lewat ya, jam 4 subuh baru bangun tidur orang di sana. Jadi nanti kami akan scan ya Bapak dan Ibu untuk kemudian nanti kami akan kirimkan secara otoritas ke sana. Terima kasih.
Okay, Mr. Luis, it's yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning and warm greetings from Portugal to our esteemed colleagues, participants, authorities in Indonesia. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. On behalf of the Polytechnic Institute of Porto Alegre, it's an honor for me to be here at this ceremony, and I will be the messenger of all these memorandums of understanding, of these intentions of cooperation, of these opportunities to create new networking possibilities regarding our common future. I'm sure Indonesia and Portugal have a long road ahead of collaboration, and this is just the beginning. So fortunately, and I'm honored to be here with you, esteemed director, esteemed representative, esteemed director, and I will convey these memorandums of understanding to my president of the Polytechnic Institute of Porto Alegre and to the presidents of the Portuguese polytechnics, and I'm sure we will begin this collaboration. I'm sure we will begin the building of strong connections to the best endeavor regarding Indonesia's future, a great nation. So again, thank you for having me here, and I wish this moment is a symbol for our future connection. Thank you.
Okay, for this moment, let's capture this moment with a group photo to remember the inauguration and memorandum of understanding signing. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, maybe you can show up your MOU to audience and all of participants here. You can say cheers in 3, 2, 1. Please enjoy the moment. 1. Yeah, smile. Keep smile. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Dr. Mika. Yeah. And I will invite you all of participants ICAS 2023 from Aceh maybe to stand for and join with us for take a moment. Representative Director Politeknik Negeri. Dari Lok Sumawe, kami persilakan untuk perwakilannya Bapak dan Ibu. Ya, dari P3M. Ya, Salam Kaltara di hati.
Izin Bapak dan Ibu yang tadi telah memegang MOU, boleh mungkin diparap ya Pak Bu. Nanti akan diserahkan ke panitia atas nama Ibu Haryanti. Ya, diparap saja. Ada tadi boleh.
Mohon izin the Mayor of Tarakan City. Ini ada Bapak dan Ibu dari Laksumawe. Secara khusus ingin foto bersama dengan Bapak Wali Kota Tarakan. Ya, Bapak Wali Kota Tarakan secara khusus perwakilan dari Laksumawe ingin berfoto bersama dengan Bapak. Ya, rekan-rekan dari Politeknik Negeri Indramayu, mohon izin Bapak Wali Kota masih ingin foto bersama dengan Bapak.
Teman-teman panitia juga mungkin ya, boleh foto bersama juga sebentar. Ya, ayo. Dengan LO yang dari UBT, monggo. Iya. Silakan, mungkin bisa ke depan ya, Bapak dan Ibu semua. Ada Firas, teman-teman, ayo foto bersama dengan Pak Wali juga. Ayo. Teman-teman panitia, ya.
Ya, rekan-rekan panitia ICAS 2023, kami persilakan untuk bersama di depan. Kita foto terlebih dahulu. Mohon izin, Miss and Major of Tarakan City. Ini ada perwakilan dari Bengkalis. Mohon izin Bapak dari Bengkalis mau foto dengan Bapak. dan liaison officer ICAS 2023, kami persilakan untuk foto bersama terlebih dahulu. Panitia silakan yang menggunakan seragam. Yes. Mr. Arkas PD, with pleasure. Mrs. Rafiko. Ya, yang ganteng-ganteng boleh di belakang. Dibagi sebagian di sini, Mbak Ayu. Mbak Ayu silakan di sini. Ya. Ya, seluruh OPD dari Tarakan, kami persilakan untuk bergabung bersama foto. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this opening ceremony, we look forward to productive and inspiring ICASS 2023. Let the exchange of ideas and the spirit of collaboration continue to guide us throughout this event. Thank you for your presence, and we wish you remarkable and successful ICASS 2023. And I will invite you, Mrs. Santiana, MPD, as a moderator for the next program. Yes, once again, I will invite you, Mrs. Santiana, SSMPD, as a moderator for the next program.
Kepada para peserta diskusi boleh mengisi tempat yang kosong di depan. Ini sudah banyak space kosong di depan, mungkin bisa maju. Kepada para peserta yang masih berada di belakang, bisa mengisi space di barisan terdepan ini. Ada banyak kursi yang kosong. To all the participants, please sit at the front row. There are so many spaces here. Will be a discussion session. Before the discussion start, discussion will be delivered by our keynote speaker today. I will briefly introduce our keynote speaker today. He is a PhD in modern languages and literatures, the specialty of comparative literature from University of Coimbra, Portugal. PhD, master and post-PhD supervisor and member of evaluation boards of master and PhD thesis. An expert of language and communication sciences, literature and culture, cyber culture, teacher training and pedagogical innovation. Dean of the School of Education and Social Sciences of the Politeknik Institute of Portalegre, Portugal, 2010 to 2018. President of ERIPACE, Association of Reflection and Intervention in the Educational Policy of Higher Education Schools in Portugal. Deputy Director of the Master in Media and Society, Politeknik Institute of Portalegre, 2010 to 2018. Please welcome Professor Luis Miguel Cardoso, PhD. The stage is yours, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. I would like to begin by expressing my heartfelt gratitude for the kind invitation that was made by this Polytechnic and the organizing committee. So I would like to share some words of appreciation, namely to His Excellency, the representative of the Governor of North Kalimantan, His Excellency, the Mayor of Tarakan, His Excellency, the Director of the Politeknik Negeri Nunukan, the Chair of State Polytechnic Directors Forum of Indonesia, the Chair of ISAS, and of course my esteemed colleague, the General Chairman of ICAST 2023, and esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, esteemed participants. So it's an honor for me to be here in Indonesia. It's an honor for me to be in Tarakan. It's an honor for me to be in this Polytechnic. And it's an honor to participate in this conference. So I really would like to thank the kind invitation that was made by the organizing committee, by His Excellency, the Director of the Polytechnic, by Dr. Mutmaina, and by Dr. Andy Azrifan. My dear friends, my dear colleagues, welcome to the 21st century. And education and technology in the 21st century has become one of the most important challenges that we have today to define our present and to build our future. So the most important question that we have today is this one: are we ready for the 21st century? Are we ready for these challenges? Are we ready for these new frontiers? And the answer is, we have to be ready. We have to be prepared. As our director well said, this preparation stands for cooperation, research, connection, establish great opportunities to develop our community, our region, to establish partnerships. And indeed, it is through partnership that we can create great endeavors to develop our countries. So, my friends, I would like to begin by defining some of the most important horizons that we have nowadays regarding education in the 21st century. So first of all, I would like to share some ideas from a report from the UNESCO called Education in a Post-COVID World, 9 Ideas for Public Action. I'm sure we all agree that during the pandemic status, we had a huge challenge for educational systems worldwide. But we learned a lot from the COVID situation. We learned that we have to work together. We learned that we have to stay on track with technology. We learned that we have to go digital. We learned that we have to establish cooperation between different countries, between different polytechnics, different universities, to understand one another and to create new possibilities to enhance our common future. And this is one of the most important legacies that we have from the pandemic era. Number 2, Education 2030. This is our common goal for education in this 21st century. So as far as we are concerned, higher education institutions have a major role to play regarding these aims, these goals for Education 2030. Allow me to quote the Incheon Declaration and its framework for action. And the key word here about this Incheon Declaration is connection, networking opportunity, to create bonds, to create liaison, create possibilities to understand what we can do together, we can work together and go beyond our differences regarding our common ground, regarding education and technology. And this, of course, is highlighted by a study from the OECD entitled The Future of Education and Skills, Education 2030. And the most important point that we have here in this report is that nowadays, knowledge is not enough. So we need knowledge, but we also need skills. We need soft skills, we need hard skills, we need interpersonal skills, social skills. So we have to create a balance between knowledge, skills, and literacies for the 21st century. Then allow me to go to Research Futures 2.0, a very important report regarding research opportunities and research challenges. This means that research is changing. So our higher education institutions, our polytechnics, also have to change the way we approach research, namely through technology. So research nowadays must be powered with technology to be on track with these common goals regarding 2030. This leads us to Higher Education Landscape 2030. That is our common horizon. And we have a common horizon, my esteemed colleagues and esteemed friends. And our common horizon is to create not just an agreement with Sustainable Development Goals, but also to create opportunities for education for all. And education for all must be our number one, must be a target for. So this means that we have in our hands a huge challenge. The question is, are we ready? And the answer is yes, we are ready. Yes, we have to be ready. According to a study from Dell Technologies, my dear friends, 85% of the professions that will exist in 2030 have not yet been invented. So, my dear colleagues, my dear friends, as teachers, as researchers, in our institutions, in our higher education systems, in our polytechnics, what can we do if we are preparing our students for jobs, for employment, for professions that are not invented? So this means that we have to adapt. We have to be flexible. We have to incorporate best practices. And best practices is again a keyword from our director. We have to incorporate best practices in our universities. How? For example, with conferences like this one, where we can exchange different points of view regarding education and technology and address these issues as common challenges. Because these are not challenges regarding one country. These are global challenges. So, as we all know, COVID-19 expedited the digital transformation of universities. So, perhaps we could divide this in 3 stages. Stage number 1, teaching content digitalization. Stage number 2, teaching process digitalization. And stage number 3, teaching management digitalization. So what happened is that we had 3 goals, and then with the COVID-19 experience, we had to connect all these 3 goals. And we have to work faster, we had to go resilient, we have to go digital, we had to be resilient, and we had to increase our strength to connect and transform our educational systems. So this led us to an extraordinary opportunity to grow in the next years to come. For example, when we compare how much money we're spending regarding EdTech, and when we compare, for example, what we had spent in 2020 and what we'll be spending in 2025, we have a huge increase, more than 12%. So this means we have a trend in the next 5 years, and EdTech will grow a lot. And this advanced technology growth in education is located, is associated with key areas, with key domains, key topics, namely AR and VR, AI, robotics, and blockchain. So these are the most important pillars that we have for the 21st century nowadays. So these are the pillars for our polytechnics. These are the pillars for our universities. Just take a look at the increase of AR and VR, advanced technology growth in education, from 2018 towards 2025. So from 1.8 billion US dollars to 12.6 billion US dollars. This means that this is a trend. It will be increased, and we'll be having more opportunities to develop all this in our educational systems. So we have here an opportunity, my friends, and the opportunity is to be connected with technology. We cannot ignore nowadays that education is more and more dependent on technology. This is not a problem, this is an opportunity. So this is a challenge for us all, namely for us work at polytechnics. So when we think, for example, about pervasiveness of immersive technology, and allow me to share these 2 examples, nearly 9 in 10 respondents of this survey indicated that by the year 2025, immersive technologies will be as ubiquitous as mobile devices. This is a huge transformation, my friends. Regarding extended reality, and when we take a look at the top 5 industries to which XR is most applicable at this time? Here it is, education. So education is truly connected with technology. And when we analyze the importance of technology, and when we discuss the importance of technology with our colleagues, with our professors, not just in higher education, but in all levels of educational systems, 98% of teachers believe technology has a positive impact on children's lesson participation and learning. 53% of the teachers think that technologies make their classrooms more vibrant and fun. So technologies are not just a possibility to enhance our universities. Technologies are also possibilities to enhance our connection with our students, and this is very important. So when we think about what are the most important trends that we have nowadays regarding EdTech, so we have gamified learning, we have the use of big data, e-learning, VR-based and AR-based learning, and AI-enabled education. So these 5 EdTech trends are now absolutely vital for our development in our educational systems. And why are these trends important? Let's take a look at the survey. So I'm now sharing some info about a survey about 2,866 startups and emerging companies that were analyzed. And the goal of this survey was to detect what are the top 10 education technology trends and innovations in 2023, my dear friends, this year. So in this year, what are the trends? Immersive learning, AI, e-learning, gamified learning, big data and analytics, personalized learning, blockchain, cloud computing, video-assisted learning, and the Internet of Things. And I'm sure we all agree that we are all on track with these major trends. We are all connected, and we all recognize the need to be connected with these innovations. But let's take a look a little bit forward in our common future. By 2027, we will have these top tech trends, including artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, blockchain again, and 3D printing. This will be by 2027. So this gives us some clues about what we have to do in our educational systems, in our polytechnics, in our universities, to be connected with these changes. And of course, we all understand that one of the most important challenges that we have today is, of course, artificial intelligence. And I think our colleagues are now divided regarding artificial intelligence, because some colleagues understand how AI is going to help us, but some colleagues have doubts. Some colleagues emphasize the need to create, for example, ethics for AI. And we are just beginning to work regarding ethics in AI. So this is why the European Commission created this report, The Impact of Artificial Intelligence on Learning, Teaching, and Education, Policies for the Future. And this report is very important for us in Europe because it has guidelines regarding artificial intelligence, for example. So this report highlights the need to connect artificial intelligence with our educational systems, but it also emphasizes the need to understand the issues that artificial intelligence can bring us. Of course, we are somehow divided between the benefits and the difficulties of AI. I belong to those who believe that AI is an opportunity. is a challenge. And I would like to quote this professor from the New York University who says, our intelligence is what makes us human, and AI is an extension of that quality. I think this summarizes the key idea regarding AI and regarding our connection with AI. So AI must not be understood as a global threat. It must be understood as a possibility, as a challenge, as a game changer. So this will help us increase management systems, educational systems, teaching and learning, pedagogy, innovation inside our classrooms. We have a lot of opportunities. But again, there is the other side. We have to analyze, we have to create frameworks, legal frameworks, ethics regarding AI as well. And nowadays, we have a lot of applications regarding AI. For example, we have AI and robots that are now in our classrooms, has virtual facilitators helping us with smart content, with the use of automatic grading possibilities, data accumulation. We have now chat campus, and so on and so on. So when we think about the roles of AI in education, and when we try to summarize what are the most important roles of AI in education, of course, AI has a lot of benefits. For example, AI will help us with automated tasks, will help us with generation of smart content, with course improvement, with analyzing classroom weakness, for example. It will help us to understand universal access to all students as one of our common goals as well. And most important, we have to change, my dear friends. We as teachers have to change. We have to adapt. So this is why we also need teacher training programs. And polytechnics are special regarding teacher training programs. I think this is one of the most important virtues that polytechnics have. Polytechnics are always aware of the needs of the labor market. Polytechnics are always connected with corporations, with enterprises, with the labor market needs. Polytechnics have a special connection with communities. Polytechnics understand the needs of each community and incorporates those needs in degrees, namely masters, PhDs, technical programs. This is why the Polytechnic Institute is so important. This is why, my dear director, this Polytechnic Institute is so important here because of his mission and because of your mission. So AI in education, of course, and I'm not going to analyze all this, is truly a great opportunity. But of course, we also have difficulties. Well, let's not use the word difficulties. Let's substitute the word difficulties by challenges. More interesting. For example, on your left, one of the challenges, everything is changing in our society regarding AI. For example, radio is changing regarding AI. AI is now transforming how we are creating radio. On your right, esteemed colleagues and my dear friends, if I ask you, what are you seeing? And the answer would be crystal clear. Of course, we are seeing a portrait of Napoleon, right? No, my friends, this is not a portrait of Napoleon. This is what artificial intelligence thinks about Napoleon. This is the portrait created by the artificial intelligence about Napoleon. And now we have a lot of doubts, for example, in arts and humanities, because artificial intelligence can create works of art. And this is challenging. An extraordinary example. You can see here the Haydar Aliyev Center located in Azerbaijan. It was designed by the team of architects, but what makes this building so special is that it was created with the help of artificial intelligence. And I think we all agree it is a magnificent piece of architecture. So when we think about AI in education and in our polytechnics, so we have benefits, we have challenges, and we have applications. Regarding the benefits, we all agree about enhanced learning outcomes, we all agree about time and cost efficiency, global access to education. Regarding challenges, data privacy and security, bias and discrimination, and even plagiarism and academic integrity. And we have, of course, a lot of applications, namely intelligent tutoring system, personalized learning, assessment, in automation assessment. And this is a great help for us all. So nowadays, AI, VR, and HR are now common, and are now common for us all. So when we think about the possibilities that AI, VR, and AR can bring to our classrooms, this means we understand the need to connect with our students, because our students are keen on technology. So we cannot shut the doors regarding AI, VR, and AR. We have to incorporate these technologies in our institutes, in our polytechnics, to create an engaging atmosphere in our classrooms. And of course we are doing this, and we will continue doing this by creating and designing new possibilities of incorporating technologies in our educational systems. And now, my esteemed colleagues and dear friends, we have another challenge. Recently, we began to understand how ChatGPT, Bard, and Bing Chat are changing the way we are working, are changing the way we are teaching, and changing the way we are learning. So, of course, we are talking about 3 different responses from Google, from OpenAI, and from Microsoft. What's behind all this is that big industries regarding technology are paying attention to these possibilities regarding EdTech. So EdTech will be powered by the great corporations. They are now ahead of us, thinking about how being used by researchers, are being used by our students, are being used by a lot of colleagues. So these are tools. And the most important thing that we have to think about Bard and ChatGPT and Bing Chat is that these are tools. They are not substituting anything. They're not giving us the final product. These are tools to get information. And our students have to understand this. So why is this all connected? Learning. And AI, it can also help us with access to education, to lifelong learning companions, and lifelong opportunities. Opportunities is one of the most important all these great changes. So again, about education in a post-COVID world, 9 ideas for public action. That report that I highlighted at the beginning of this presentation. One of the most important ideas is idea number 6. Free and open source technologies for teachers and students. So this means that we in our polytechnics also have this goal and this responsibility to create opportunities to give teachers open source resources so that they can work, develop, and create new opportunities with their students. And this is our field of work. This is where polytechnics make a big difference. So, and why are we discussing the need to incorporate technology, to reshape our thinking, to have new mindset regarding all this? Well, we are thinking all this because we have a new learner, my friends, the 21st century learner. And who is this learner? What are the most important characteristics that this 21st century learner has? So let us highlight just a few. The 21st century learner, my friends, is an engaged thinker. Is someone who is connected with citizenship, with ethics. Is someone who is keen on an entrepreneurial spirit. This is very, very, very important. And this 21st century learner connects knowledge with skills. This 21st century learner understands the needs of having these skills. This is why we, in our polytechnics, must analyze our curriculum and see if we have this connection. Do we connect knowledge, learning outcomes, and skills? Because this is very important. And when we think about, for example, literacy and numeracy, allow me to highlight digital literacy as #1 goal for us all. And this connects with lifelong learning, self-direction, collaboration, leadership, critical thinking. And critical thinking is so important because our students use technology. Sometimes they don't have literacies to understand use of technology. So this is where we have a role to play. So we have to create possibilities to give our students the literacies, the understanding of how to use technology, how to select information, how to create information. Because this 21st century learner is a new type of learner. He's a prosumer. He's a consumer of information, but also someone who can be a producer of information. So it's a new concept for us all. So this 21st century learner, of course, wants to know what are the most important skills for this century. And when we think about these skills, just take a look at this comparison. My dear colleagues, in 2015, the #1 top skill from this list was complex problem solving. By 2020, complex problem solving maintained #1. So this is one of the most important skills that we have to develop with our students. No doubt about this. But when we compare what happened between 2015 to 2020, only 5 years, my friends, only 5 years, we have a lot of changes. For example, we have in 2020 cognitive flexibility and emotional intelligence that are new, that were not some of the most important top 10 skills in 2015. Others, like active listening, for example, or quality control that were important in 2015, are no longer so important. This does not mean they disappeared. This means that the educational system is changing because the labor market is changing. The corporations need new professionals. And of course, when we go beyond and we try to analyze what is going to happen by 2025. By 2025, and the source is the World Economic Forum, critical thinking, analysis, problem solving, self-management, and active learning will be the most important top skills. This means, again, that we have to analyze our degrees, we have to analyze our bachelor's, we have to analyze our master's, our PhD programs, and ask a very simple question. Are we connecting knowledge with skills? Because we have to do this. Because the labor market wants us to connect. So, how is this affecting, for example, research? According to the study by Elsevier published in April 2022, we have some key areas of change, and the number one is big data. So big data is becoming the lifeblood of almost all research. And I'm sure we all agree that big data can be used along the research cycle. It's very important for us all. So for us all who understand the need to create research, thorough research, to analyze the process of sharing information, of accessing information, valuable information, and of course, create efficiency. Another key area is, as we stated before, AI and machine learning tools that are changing the shape of science and are also changing the way we are conducting our research. Nowadays, we have AI in several domains of our society. For example, when we think about why AI is important, we have another question. If AI is so important, why aren't we creating laws, regulations, and ethics to go along with this revolution? Because we have to create all this. We have to create these frameworks. Another key area of change is AR and VR, as we said before. And it happens that it is affecting education, it is affecting, for example, medicine, architecture, engineering, a lot of different domains, a lot of different degrees, a lot of different areas of expertise are becoming more and more connected with these technologies. So, conclusions, my dear friends. First of all, these technologies, like the Internet of Things, big data, AI, and robots, are some of the most important trends that we have in education in this 21st century. Second evidence, second conclusion. These trends and this connection between education and technology is changing the way we are conducting research. And researchers' dependence on technology, namely regarding AI, will increase. And a recent survey highlighted that at least 52% think that they will become more dependent in the next 2 to 5 years. Again, this is a big step for us all. But the most important conclusion that I would like to share today is that education is our common horizon for 2030. This is why the words of our director are so important. This is why networking is so important. This is why cooperation, collaboration, international collaboration is so important. This is why conferences like this one are so important, to share best practices, to share examples, to connect teachers, to connect institutions, to connect different polytechnics, to understand what we can create together to make a better future for our countries, for Indonesia, for Portugal, for everyone. Because education is not something that belongs to a country or a continent. It's a global horizon. And the global horizon has a date, and the date is 2030. So my dear friends, I would like to end this presentation again by saying that it was a huge honor to be here today. It's a huge honor to be here in Indonesia, here in Tarakan, in this institute. And it is an honor to share these ideas that have to guide us. Education and technology, it's not just a trend, it's a huge possibility to create a better future for our students, to have inspirational thoughts in these conferences. This is why we have to thank the organizing committee for connecting all these keynote speakers from different continents and different countries with this common goal. Esteemed colleagues, esteemed friends, again, it was an honor to be here today, and I hope we can continue this journey of cooperation, collaboration, and enhancing our path regarding 2030 and building new bridges between Indonesia and Portugal. Thank you so much.
Big applause for Professor Luis Miguel Cardoso for his presentation. Stay here for a moment, sir. Okay. That is the presentation about education and technology in 21st century challenges and frontiers. As an educators, we need knowledge, we need skills and literacy. Yeah, technology cannot be avoided in our educational daily activities. Yeah, so as an educators, we should pay attention for the benefits of technology, challenges, and applications. Okay, because technology, as the conclusion of the presentation, is one of 21st century trends in education. Okay, big applause for Mr. Luis Cardoso once again. Okay, due to our limited time, we will open a Q&A session for only one question. Okay, it will be directly answered by Mr. Luis Cardoso. Please introduce your name and your question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Luis, PhD. My name is Sigit Hardoko. I'm from Politeknik Negeri Samarinda, and I'm very enthused to face your topic. Very interesting. When I pay attention in the start, when you begin your topic, you said what important about enhancing knowledge and skill. Until you make conclusion, you have involved what important about AI, big data, robotic, internet, and all students, maybe all teacher, and everybody will depends about AI. But sometimes there are many a part of people stay conflict about the role of AI. Maybe about the other part is agree about to use AI, but on other hand, the other people still skeptical about role of AI. And Anna, regarding to what your topic, I will say, where is the part of motivation and psychology completed to AI robotic? Because in reality, we are human. Robotic AI is the something created by someone. How to make it completed and supporting about and collecting about motivation, psychology, and AI. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sigit.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your very interesting question. It's a very complex question, colleague. Let us try to highlight some layers of response here. So first of all, I think we all agree that artificial intelligence is not something that is creating a consensus. Why? Because of the challenges, because of the doubts, because of the issues. One researcher and very interesting professor said something like this. When someone asked him, will robots and will artificial intelligence substitute teachers? And his answer was, no, robots and AI will not substitute teachers, but teachers who do not use AI and robots will eventually be substituted by teachers who use AI and robots. So this means that we have to understand AI. We have to create teacher training opportunities for teachers so they can learn more about AI, about augmented reality, the immersive opportunities, new possibilities of engaging students. We have to address AI as an opportunity. Second layer of response. Allow me to share some examples. We all remember when computers appeared the first time, and there was a huge debate. What are we going to do with computers? Are we going to incorporate computers in schools? Are we going to put computers in higher education? This is going to change everything. This is going to happen. My dear colleagues, nowadays computers are part of our institutions. Nowadays computers are part of classrooms. Another example, the World Wide Web as we know it began to be very important. Another problem, what are we going to do about the internet? The internet is going to change everything. It's a menace. Nowadays, the internet is an ally. Nowadays, internet is helping us with teaching, learning, online solutions, for example, MOOCs, teacher training, a lot of opportunities created by the online solutions. And for example, during pandemic lockdowns, we used online solutions, didn't we? So again, AI is another possibility for us to understand the need to change. So we have to change, we have to adapt. But this change is the deep change in our society. And this is why it is creating a lot of issues, it's creating a lot of debates regarding the absence of an ethical and legal framework regarding AI, as I said before. So this is why we have to do a lot of things at the same time. First of all, we as teachers and researchers, and of course responsibles for management boards in institutions and schools, have to understand the opportunity that AI brings us. We have to see AI as a possibility, number one. Number two, governments, institutions, organizations, UNESCO, UN, have to create frameworks. So we need these frameworks to understand the use of AI, a responsible use of AI. And number three, we cannot forget that our society is always changing. And if our society is always changing, the institutions have to change as well. So polytechnics have to change. Polytechnics have to be up to date. Polytechnics have to understand that this is the path regarding our future. So again, this is an opportunity. Keyword number one, we need frameworks and guidance regarding AI. Keyword number three, number two, and keyword number three, this is a global opportunity. And if we understand this as a global opportunity, then I think this is the most important change that we will have in this 21st century. It is very demanding for us all, very demanding. It creates a lot of possibilities for us, but also a lot of issues. This is why we have to know more about artificial intelligence. We can't ignore artificial intelligence. So let's try to make the most let's see the good examples we have nowadays. For example, in medicine, in engineering, in architecture, we are using AI, we are using robotics with our students to perform practices, training in our laboratories. It is very, very, very important. And when our students incorporate these technologies, then they believe that our are up to date. We believe that our polytechnics belong to the 21st century. They believe that teachers, researchers, the whole community is giving them the best tools for their future. And this is what makes polytechnics different, to create, develop, and share the tools for our students. Thank you so much, sir, for this question. It's a very complex, but I'm sure we can continue our dialogue during our break. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miguel. Okay, Mr. Sigit, that's Mr. Luis have answered your question. So technology is an opportunity and also challenges for us. Everyone, technology is provided everywhere, every day. We use technologies, handphone, laptop, television, internet, even for our PowerPoint maybe, yeah? We use technology. So, like Mr. Luis said, we have to change. We have to change. We have to change. And we need knowledge, skills, and literacy. Thank you very much, Mr. Luis. I think this is the end of our session. Is there anything else? Question? Oh, one more. It's okay.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Afif from Politeknik Negeri Malang. I really catch the presentation, especially the slides about student facing the AI, teacher facing the AI, and so on. And I found the interesting keywords, Professor. It's dual teachers. What does it means about dual teachers means? Thank you. Okay, I got the interesting words in your presentations called dual teachers. What does it mean? Because I think it's very interesting words in the presentation slide. Thank you. Dual teachers. Dual. In your presentation, well, you explain about a student facing the AI, teacher facing the AI. I found a keyword or words you say in your presentation. There is a word called dual teacher. What does it mean? Thank you.
As I was saying, as we have now a new type of learner in this 21st century, teachers also have to be more connected with students as never before. And this connection is a dual relation between teachers and students. So first of all, students need teachers who are up to date. Students need teachers who understand the need to convey just knowledge and skills and literacies. And this is one of the big ideas that I have highlighted today. But also, teachers have to understand that the students have different interests, have different characteristics, and different expectations. So this creates a new balance between teaching and learning. And sometimes we are used to having an expositive point of view in our classrooms, for example, and this also has to change. This is why we need new methodologies. They are not new, they are already being used in a lot of countries, and of course here also in Indonesia. For example, PBL, as for example, flipped classroom. We have to use these new possibilities in our classrooms because they are very important. Why? Because they connect our students with real-world situations. And this is another change that we have to understand, that we have to create. So our methodologies also have to incorporate these changes, these new approaches. So we need the cooperation, we need technology, we need new methodologies, and this is the dual relationship between teaching and learning as we understand as another of the most important challenges that we have today. But again, it's a complex answer, but I'm willing to continue our discussion during the break, my friend. Any more questions? Our colleague has a question.
I try to make it short. So, Professor Lee, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. It's really interesting and inspiring for all of us, I think, for all our colleagues here. In your presentation, you emphasized about the importance of the connecting between knowledge and then skill and literacy, and it should be mixed with the community needs here. Now our government, especially the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, has some program to strengthen the engagement between the vocational higher education with our all stakeholders like community and then industry. We call it pentahelix, means between the engagement between academician and then industry and then even with media and also with you know, the lead of the community and also also 5 stakeholders.
Yes.
From your presentation, I think that in building the engagement between your institution with the stakeholder already using AI, yeah, but not yet. We still, you know, traditional way, yeah, by FGD and yeah. So maybe you can share the system that you used in your university, how to strengthen the engagement between higher education, especially vocational higher education, with all stakeholders that finally meets between the curriculum, the output of our education with the needs of our stakeholders. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your very interesting question. When I was thinking about the topic that I would like to address in this conference, one of the possibilities was exactly that, to share what is happening in Europe regarding education, what is happening with the European polytechnics, to share some practices and perhaps to exchange some ideas. Allow me to demonstrate some elements regarding the connection between the institutions and the community. So first of all, of course, a polytechnic and the university Well, a university or a polytechnic is not an island. It's not something that is isolated. We have to establish connections with our community, with our stakeholders. And of course, these include corporations, enterprises, the leaders of our community, like, for example, the mayor who was here today, other schools, other universities, parents, students, alumni, to think about how to create answers and paths to respond to what the community needs. And one of the most important characteristics that we have in Portuguese polytechnics is that Portuguese polytechnics are very connected with the region where they are located. So when we think, for example, about the degree that we want to create, first of all, we try to analyze the importance of this degree by sharing the idea with the stakeholders. So we begin by asking our stakeholders, what do you think about this degree? Do you think it is useful? Do you think it will help the development of this region, for example? The other strategy we have is ask a different question. We directly ask our community, the corporations, the enterprises, the stakeholders, what do you need? So what do you need in your corporation? What can we do to help your corporation? And then, for example, a corporation, an enterprise tells us, okay, we would like to have a degree on, for example, AI and tourism, or AI and journalism, or AI and social work, because this is very important for us now. Okay, then we connect, we establish these ideas, we bring these ideas to our polytechnics, and we gather a team, and this team starts working with that enterprise, with that corporation, develop a solution. So this is a tailored solution regarding the needs of a specific need in our society. And these are two examples of working with our community. Because we cannot think about creating degrees from inside out. We have to do the opposite. We have to ask our region what our region wants from us, what our district wants from us. We have to work with authorities. For example, our mayor that was here today, and ask our mayor, what do you think are the most important degrees that we have to create to establish a connection with development of Nunukan? So what we saw here, the mission, the ideas that our mayor has for Nunukan. Okay, now we have to see how we can establish the connection between our strong points, our PhD teachers, our research activities, and give answers, give possibilities to engage with these challenges and give our mayor solutions. And this happens with corporations, this happens with our community, this happens with all the organizations and all stakeholders that work with us. So this is a successful way to create not just degrees, sometimes workshops, sometimes conferences, sometimes teacher training opportunities, sometimes MOOCs, for example. And MOOCs are very flexible, and these are very important possibilities for teachers, and not just teachers, to get specific and valuable training and upskilling opportunities regarding a certain need. So MOOCs, for example, are very popular. MOOCs are highly demanded by a lot of professions. So this is the connection that we have to establish. We have to listen to our community, we have to listen to our stakeholders, and we have to give our stakeholders what they want, what they desire. This is why our alumni are so important, because our alumni became our ambassadors in the labor market. And when they return to us, they tell us, if, for example, our curriculum is good, if we need to change something about our curriculum, if you have to incorporate something new, for example. And alumni are also great example of how stakeholders can help us develop the answers regarding these changes in our society. So the answer is connectivity. The answer is flexibility, to be able to adapt, to respond, and not just react to situations, sometimes anticipating situations, trying to predict the needs of our society, trying to predict the needs of the future generations.
Okay.
So this is, of course, a huge effort. So this is why we need teamwork between teachers, between all the staff involved in polytechnics, between the management board, between our directors. This is a teamwork effort. And when we are working as a team, we have an extraordinary polytechnic. So I'm sure this polytechnic is extraordinary. It will continue this work regarding quality and extraordinary answers regarding community. And thank you so much for your question, because it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your good practices. And I would like to emphasize one thing, that alumni is our golden asset to, to strengthen our institution. I think alumni is very, very important for us in building connection with our stakeholders. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for Professor Luis Miguel Cardoso for your presentation. Big applause for Professor Luis Miguel Cardoso. And for all the audiences, thank you very much for being wonderful participant during this session. This is the end of the session. We will continue to the next agenda. Thank you very much once again. Big applause for you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Kami sampaikan kepada Bapak dan Ibu dari room untuk yang face to face dipindahkan di setelah Jumat, Pak. Jadi khusus untuk yang face to face tetap di sini, nanti akan dibagi skat nanti setelah Jumat sesuai dengan jadwal di setelah Jumat. Jadi mohon maaf atas ketidaknyamannya. Nah, mundur tadi Bapak dan Ibu, dan juga kalau yang online sementara sekarang sedang berlangsung. Jadi ya, kita break dulu Bapak dan Ibu untuk salat Jumat. Serasa ada di depan masjid juga, ada di sebelah sini juga. Demikian kita pending hingga ba'da Jumat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Boleh siap jam 1.30 Pak, karena untuk preparation technical dan sebagainya, karena di jadwal itu kami simpan sebenarnya jam 4 ya, tetapi kita coba nanti jam 2 untuk preparationnya, karena di jam yang sama juga nanti ada board untuk plenary speakernya, tapi itu tidak saling mengganggu Bapak dan Ibu, karena Bapak dan Ibu di sini face to face, sebentar jauh online akan berjalan juga ya. Untuk panitia untuk santap siang nanti akan diarahkan dari panitia di belakang. Iya, terima kasih banyak.
pasien juga sudah siap juga di lantai bawah ya Bapak dan Ibu.